I'm really glad you could join me today. I want to talk about restraining orders and peace bonds. How long does a restraining order last in Ontario? Well, the first thing need to know to answer that question is, what's the difference between a restraining order and a peace bond? Really, a restraining order in Ontario, under our Family Law Act, a spouse, wife, married husband or spouse, or wife, or can apply for a non-contact order, essentially. They can do it on a temporary basis, emergency basis, and a more long-term basis. But certain conditions have to apply. You have to prove that you have reasonable fears that the person's molesting, annoying, or aggravating you, or hitting you, or things like this. So that you have to establish those reasonable fears. The advantage of that, first of all, is that can be put in place a lot longer than a peace bond. You can get that potentially for a number of years. And you can also get it on a much quicker emergency basis pending the real hearing you have where your spouse or your significant other will get a chance to testify. You're going to try and prove your reasonable fears. The other side's going to try and perhaps defend it. Now that's totally different than a peace bond. A peace bond is under Section 810 of the Criminal Code. And this is essentially a non-contact order. It's a recognizance that you'll enter into, I should say, the person who's aggrieving you, who's annoying, molesting, or causing you grief or threatening you. That person will be required to enter into what's called a Section 810 peace bond. They don't have to put up any money, but they'll promise to forfeit $1,000 if they contact you, essentially, if they show up at your workplace, home, speak to you in any manner. And then they'd also be charged with a criminal offense under Section 811, breach of recognizance, or any other criminal offense that they make. Now, the disadvantage of a peace bond is only lasts for 1 year, but the advantage of it, if the person contacts you during that year, they'll be charged with a criminal offense. The police will arrest them and they'll take them away, and then they'll face the music there. So both apply to different situations. Sometimes it's better for a person who's a spouse to go the restraining order route under the Family Law Act. All other people who don't fall in that situation of at least having a child together, or a spouse, married or otherwise, or common law, have to go the peace bond route. But you have to establish the grounds. I mean, you just can't go get a restraining order or peace bond on no grounds. You have to be able to establish reasonable and probable grounds that you had fear of injury, harm, harassment, annoyance, these type of things, that the person's causing you grief, at that fear level, psychologically or otherwise. So there you have it. Restraining orders can be put in place a longer time under the Ontario Family Law Act. Peace bonds can only be put in place 1 year, but yet during that year, the person will be charged with another criminal offense if they ever reach out and contact you in any way. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.